Is it possible to eat around the world for just $50? Today, I am accepting the ultimate challenge, eating in every country in Epcot's World Showcase on a $50 budget. Country number 1, Mexico. I think our best bet at finding something cheap is gonna be here at the cantina, so let's hop in that very long line. We are gonna be living up there in the sides category of the menu. They have a side of rice for $3.49, a side of black beans for $3.49, but I'm also seeing a side of nacho cheese for 75 cents. So I might see how much a side of chips would be to add to that nacho cheese, because that would be the perfect cheap snack. I have a question. Do you guys sell just a side of chips?
Yes.
Just plain chips? How much would that be?
Let me check.
Okay.
It's $5.86.
$5.86. Okay, never mind. Can I just do a side of rice, please? So a side of rice it is. And this side of rice here cost me $3.49. And this side of rice is actually a lot bigger than I expected. We've got quite a large portion here. Let's try it out and see how it actually tastes though. Honestly, this is $3.49 well spent. This is some really good Mexican rice. It has an amazing tomato flavor. It's cooked well. It's really nice and fluffy. And like I said, this is a big portion. Now, something I really like that they have over at La Cantina over there is a little bit of a salsa bar. I mean, they only have 2 options. They have a hot chipotle option, which is the same one they have at La Cava that is so good. And they also have a little salsa verde. So if you want to get this rice and then spice it up a little bit by adding some of this salsa, get in there. You are able to do that. Even though I think this rice is honestly like flavorful enough on its own that you don't need it. It's even better with those salsas. Wow. I wish I were joking right now, but this is my real life. Well, what I was trying to say before that salsa so aggressively flew off the table and directly onto my shoes was that if you wanted to budget a little bit more, you could also get a side of that nacho cheese for 75 cents and pour that all over your rice for a little cheesy rice situation. That would be really good. But now that we're one country down and $3.49 into this challenge, I want to go over a couple of rules. So first, as you may have noticed, we're just going to pretend that tax doesn't exist today. It complicates things a little too much, so today tax and tip just don't exist. Second, festival booths are off limits. Festival booths are a good way to get some cheaper, more budget-friendly foods, but today we are just sticking to permanent menu items. And the third and final rule is that we have to get one thing from every country. There are 11 countries in the World Showcase, so we have to get 11 snacks. And those 11 snacks can't just be like a bottle of water or something. They actually have to be something that is representative of that country. Does that make sense? But that's it. Those are the only rules for today. So with that being said, let's head to our next country, Norway. There is one treat on this menu that is a lot cheaper than all of the others. So that's of course what we're picking up, the lefse. This is a soft flatbread rolled with cinnamon sugar and butter for only $3.99. I mean, this has got to be one of the best budget snacks in all of Epcot, in all of Disney World these days. I mean, where else can you get a snack for $4? And it's pretty big as well. It's pretty basic. It's kind of like a Norwegian tortilla that's just been smeared with what I like to consider, it tastes like Texas Roadhouse butter, but Texas Roadhouse butter is always really delicious, and I always enjoy the lefse here. The first bite is always the worst bite because there's just not a lot of cinnamon sugar and butter smeared towards the ends, but once you really get into that center there, oh yeah, that's when you get to all the good stuff. You see all that butter in there? There we go. That's a good bite. I know this is an unpopular opinion, but I actually prefer the lefse to the school bread. Not to mention, it's also really cheap. So our first 2 snacks of the day were both under $4. Let's see if that good luck can continue with China. So after searching the menus at both locations that we could grab food here in China, at the Joy of Tea stand and at the Lotus Blossom Cafe quick service restaurant, the cheapest, most reasonable, budget-friendly thing I could find is a cup of hot oolong tea. You can get this hot oolong tea at either the Joy of Tea stand or over at the Lotus Blossom Cafe, and as I ordered it, I did get a little bit of a weird look, and I felt like a psychopath walking with this tea because it is pretty toasty out here in Orlando today, but it fits our budget, so we gotta do it. And they did also have iced oolong tea on the menu, but it did cost $1.50 more than the hot version, so hot tea it is. Well, cheers, guys. Hot oolong tea, and they're not joking when they say hot. I don't know if you could see the steam coming off of this tea, but there is, in fact, steam coming off of this tea. That is how hot it is. I can feel the heat through the cup. It is burning my hands. Oh, this should come with a warning. That is so hot. I could have burned my face. We took the lid off to try and like cool it down a little bit, but man, that is some hot tea. I mean, it's good oolong tea. If it was cool out today, this would be quite nice, but unfortunately, it is not. They also had an option to get jasmine tea, but I prefer a nice oolong tea, and they had some sugar and honey that you could put in here. This tea here was more expensive than our first two foods that we got. Just a cup of hot tea, essentially some warm water, some hot water, and a tea bag. More money than a big cup of rice and a Norwegian pastry. That's a little bit crazy, but I'm gonna wait for this to cool down a little bit more, and then I'll drink the rest. And we're on our way to country number 4, Germany. Now, I'm not sure where our best bet for a snack in this country is gonna be. We do have 2 options. We have Summerfest right behind me, which is like their quick service option. And I have an idea of a dessert that we might be able to get there, but I wanna check the caramel shop before we head over to grab that dessert because I feel like they might have something a little cheaper in there that might work better with our budget. Now, I know here in Germany they have some prepackaged candy and snacks, but I feel like that will be cheating. Like this candy here, these caramels are $5.49. I think the dessert over in Summerfest is a little bit cheaper, but they might have some other candies here. What do we got? Oh, it does smell great. Gingerbreads, another option, $5.49 for some Mambas. But again, I feel like a prepackaged candy shouldn't be allowed to count. And here in the display case, the cheapest things I'm seeing are squares of caramel and also a caramel coated pretzel for about $5.29. So I don't think these here are gonna work. So we're gonna end up with the pretzel bread pudding from Summerfest for $4.79. This works out nicely though, because this is probably my favorite snack to get in Germany. And again, it's a really reasonably priced snack that works really well if you're on a budget. It's covered in a vanilla sauce and a caramel sauce, and just cutting into it, you could tell just how moist it is. It's nice and crispy on the top, but then really soft on the inside there. It's actually been a while since I've had this, so this is a really nice treat, and it's really good. I kind of forgot just how good it is. It's even better than I remembered. I love that you could really taste the pretzels, because they use the leftover pretzels that they serve at the Beer Garden restaurant next door. They use the leftover pretzel rolls, and they kind of tear them into pieces to create this pretzel bread pudding here, and it is just perfect. I love the texture of that crispy top, and it is just loaded with that vanilla sauce, which is perfect. It's a little bit cinnamony, brown sugary. Man, this is a good dessert. This might be one of our best bites of the day, and I just found out that my sister has never tried it. You want to get a fork?
Okay. I've only been waiting.
You've been waiting for this.
Hold it. I can't believe she's never tried it.
Yeah, I don't know how you've never tried this.
It's one of my favorite
I think
bites,
you're
so
really going to love this.
probably neglect. No, it's really good. It has like an interesting texture. You said it's pudding?
It's
Or
bread
did I
pudding.
make that up? Oh yeah, that's what it tastes like. pretzel.
Weird.
That's so weird. Yeah.
Do you like?
Yeah, I like it a lot. I like the sugar on top.
Delicious. Whether you're on a budget or not, come get this. We have made it to country number 5, Italy. And I know we've been very cautious and very good with our budget so far, but I'm starting to get a little bit worried because I know towards the end of our World Showcase adventure, we're going to be hitting some pricier snacks. I wanted to try and see if I could get the lemon sorbet from over here at the Donkey Cart in Italy, but I think we have to save some money, guys. I'm going to go over to the gelato stand, and I think we're going to end up with a shot of espresso, but that is definitely Italian, so it counts. I make the rules, it counts. Here at Gelateria Toscana, a single shot of espresso runs $3.25. I'm actually kind of happy to not be getting gelato from over there. I had it not too long ago and I really wasn't a fan. And I gotta say, I didn't expect like a fresh pulled shot of espresso or anything, but it looks like it was a nicely pulled fresh shot of espresso and it smells so fragrant and strong and it looks really good. I mean, it's simple and basic, but it works for Italy. A shot of espresso, single, for $3.25. What a steal. Another what's up with the hot drinks today? It's too hot for this, but we gotta do what we gotta do. Whew, that'll wake you up. That is some strong espresso. It's also burnt. Burnt espresso or not, I am definitely going to be enjoying this. And it's better than most of the other food in the Italy Pavilion. Italy Pavilion just caught a stray when it comes to food. But now that we're about halfway into this challenge here, I want to do a little check-in and let you guys know where we're at. So about halfway through, we have spent $19.77, meaning we still have $30.23 to go. So I think we're doing a pretty good job here. And for now, we're on to country number 6, America. Now, here in America, we have got some options. We're of course going to Regal Eagle, but our options include all of the sides. So all of the sides are pretty much the same price, $5.49. So we've got a decision to make here. We could decide between baked beans with burnt ends, which would be good. That would be our first source of protein for the day. We could get some beer battered onion rings, some seasoned fries, their amazing mac and cheese, or some cornbread. But honestly, guys, I'm feeling some onion rings, so I might go with these. This very large side of beer battered onion rings cost me $5.49, and it is certainly a large side. There are a ton of onion rings in here, and these are like a guilty pleasure. Like, I know they come in frozen, but they are just really good. And crispy. Did you hear that? Wow, these rings are perfectly salted today as well. Would you like one? Take a ring. Take a ring. I got you a ring. I got you a ring. Rings for everyone. Delicious onion rings here at the Regal Eagle. Moving on to country number 7, Japan. Now, the easy thing to do here in Japan would be to go ahead into the Mitsukoshi store and grab one of those pre-packaged treats. I know they have so many different kinds of candies. They have mochi. They have some different ice creams. And I'm sure I could find something in there that would be relatively cheap. Definitely cheaper than something in the quick service restaurant. But like I said, I'm trying not to count the pre-packaged snacks and that kind of thing. So we're gonna go look in Katsura Grill and see if we could find anything that'll work for our budget. Now, they do have a couple of things in Katsura Grill that could work. They have a side of white rice for $3. They have a side of chilled edamame for $5. But what I'm leaning towards is this miso soup for $4. And please look at how large this bowl of miso soup is. I don't know if you could tell how large it is from this video, but it's bigger than most bowls of miso soup that you would get if you ordered some Japanese takeout food. So I'm already very impressed, and like I said, very happy with our decision. $4 for this is quite the steal. Actually, now I'm curious, how much a bowl of miso soup at my local Asian Japanese sushi spot would be. Now I gotta check. Okay, it's a little over $4, about $5. So for it being $4 at Disney, definitely not bad about that. And what is up with us and getting hot broths and hot things today? We just keep getting all of the hot items, but hey, it's working for us to stay under that $50. Hopefully, we'll see. But let's taste this and see if it tastes any good. I mean, it tastes like miso soup. There's a lot of seaweed in here. A lot of seaweed. I could use maybe a little bit less, but I like how many green onions there are. There's a couple of squares of tofu here. The miso soup in general has a pretty solid flavor, and for $4, you can't beat it. I would honestly come back for this if it's ever like cool in Epcot. This would have been perfect actually, like last week or 2 weeks ago. This would have been perfect for that. But if it's ever cool in Epcot, man, I would definitely come back for this miso soup here. It's good. In Morocco, I know exactly where we're headed. Over at Oasis Sweets and Sips, they have a bunch of different kinds of very cheap cookies, and that's exactly what we're looking for today. I have tried a bunch of these different cookies in the past, but I'm not really too sure which one to get, so I might just ask which is the cast member's favorite and grab that one. I'll have one of whatever cookie is your favorite.
My favorite. This is my favorite.
I'll take that one. So I ended up with the almond gariba. This is a powdered cake with orange blossom water. And I am actually so happy this is what the cast member chose, because as I was looking at the cookies in the case, this is the exact one that I was eyeing up. I love any type of dessert with like an almond paste kind of flavor. So this is definitely my vibe. And it almost looks like a crinkle cookie. It looks like a chocolate crinkle cookie that you like have on Christmas, except just not chocolate and just like almondy. But it looks really good. Let's try it out. That was a good choice. So this cookie itself is very, very light. Like, it's not a heavy cookie, and it's super soft. It gives you all those almond flavors that you love in a dessert, so that is perfect. And just on the back end, you get a little bit of that like florally, citrusy kind of flavor. No complaints here. And at a little over $3, I will definitely take this. This was a good choice. This was the cookie I would have picked for sure, and this is one I'll definitely go back for. They also had like a pistachio baklava, but baklava is just okay in my opinion. An almond cookie, that is one I could get down with. What do we think, ladies?
It's really good. It tastes like a pinoli cookie. That's what you said, right? Yeah, it's good.
You actually said something else. What did you say?
Without pinolis. Yeah, say it.
Make the joke again.
Anymore.
Make the joke again.
Do it, Lauren.
She said something about sprinkle cookies. So if you watch Real Housewives of New Jersey, you know. We don't want sprinkle cookies around here. We want pinoli cookies. Or in this case, we want almond garibas. France. We have 3 countries to go. France, the UK, and Canada. And we officially have $16.95 left to spend. Can we do it? We shall see. We're about to hop in line at the bakery here in France because I know exactly what I'm getting here. When you guys see me next, it is probably going to be dark out. So I'm assuming this line at the bakery is going to be very long. This bakery line is always quite rough. Okay, we are approaching the entrance and I still can't see the line, so that is a good sign. But as I'm entering, I see it. It's just outside of the queue, so honestly, not too bad. I expect to wait maybe 10 to 15 minutes. I've definitely waited longer, I will say. I'm a little worried that they might be sold out of the half baguette. So spoiler alert, that is what I'm planning on ordering. But I know when you get here later into the evening, they tend to sell out, and I haven't seen anyone walking away with a half baguette. So I might have to come up with a secondary game plan here, guys. Uh-oh, we're in trouble. Hi, I have a question. Do you have any of the half baguettes left? Half baguettes? Oh, perfect. I'll have one of those, please. No, just the baguette. I am so surprised that they had half baguettes. They're the first to go. They always have the full baguettes, but the half ones are very popular, probably because they are so cheap. Only $2.95 to be exact, which is kind of crazy given how delicious this bread is here. This is another thing that you should get whether you're on a budget or not. This French baguette is legit. Break ourselves off a piece. Oh, do you guys hear that bread ASMR? Listen to this. But it's so nice and crispy. And they warmed it up for me as well. You can ask them to warm up anything that they have in the bakery. You can ask them to pop in the little oven that they've got back there. They also have butter. They have jam as well that you can ask for. But I'm just a nice butter and baguette kind of gal here. Now, I wish I had some nice French butter. If they had French butter to serve with this baguette, it would be game over. But it's still really good without it. Tastes like sourdough, which I love. That's a good thing. Country number 10, the UK. And the UK is a little bit rough because there's really only one place to grab quick service food or snacks here in the pavilion. Of course, I am talking about the Yorkshire County Fish Shop. And as much as I would love to get some fish and chips, they do run you $14.49. So something that's a little bit more in our price range is gonna just be a side of chips for $5.49. Now, I have never been to the UK, so I don't know how close these chips are to actual chips from the UK. Just judging by how they taste amazing, in my opinion. We had a little bit of French bread ASMR. Let's give you a little bit of French fry ASMR, or sorry, chip ASMR. It's a crunchy chip. These are piping hot. They are so fresh and they are so salty in like the absolute best way possible. The inside is kind of soft, almost like a mashed potato, I want to say. But then the outside is just so crispy, crisp to absolute perfection. And I think this is a really big portion for just over $5 here. I'm usually not a thick fry fan. Usually I don't like steak fries or any fries that aren't like thin and crispy. This here is an exception. This is a thick French fry, thick chip that I really like. They're even better than plain old regular Disney French fries. You can try these out. As we are starting to approach our 11th and final country, I'm already starting to smell our 11th and final food. And as much as I could go for a nice ribeye right now, Le Cellier is not gonna cut it today. So we're stopping at the maple popcorn cart for some maple popcorn. Now, a serving of this popcorn does run you $6.99, although you are able to get it a little bit cheaper. If you do have a popcorn bucket, you could actually get a popcorn bucket refill with this maple popcorn here, but I feel like that's cutting a little bit of a corner. So we're just going for it all out. A serving of maple popcorn for $6.99. This is it, our final snack, guys, and it's hot and fresh. They were popping this popcorn as I was walking up. Look how nice and coated that is. I don't even like maple, but I like this popcorn. Come on, get in here, guys.
I've never had this
I'll
either.
share my popcorn.
Oh, it doesn't taste like
It
maple.
tastes like kettle corn, like caramel corn.
Yeah.
There's not a strong maple flavor at all. Oh, I just bit down on a kernel. Hopefully I didn't break a tooth.
Careful, Michael.
It is like kettle corn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've been missing out all these years.
You have been missing out because you could get your popcorn bucket refills on this
Get
for
out.
like
I have it with me
$2.99 or
too.
something. Yep,
Oh, they
it's a great
charge
value.
more.
It's like $2.99 or something for a refill. But it tastes like kettle corn.
It does taste.
I think it tastes as good as it smells. You could always smell it when you're walking through here. And it's delicious. And it's always hot because they always have a long line there. So they're constantly having to pop new corn. So you're always gonna get a nice hot container here. And it's delicious. Well, that is gonna do it for us today for our Eating Around the World for $50 challenge. But the big question is, did we do it? Did we complete the challenge? So drum roll, please. Thanks for the sound effects out here, guys. We officially spent $48.48, meaning we completed the challenge. That means we are $1.52 under budget. If you ask me, that's pretty impressive, especially in 2026. You know, I did this challenge a couple of years ago and I was able to complete it, but I wasn't sure how I would fare in the year of 2026. And to be able to eat around the world for $50, I'm happy I was able to do it. Now, of course, we didn't get the best of snacks. We didn't get the most popular snacks in each pavilion, but just the fact that you are able to kind of participate in something that's fun on a budget. I mean, $50 is still expensive, but you're able to participate in something fun like eating around the world, eating in every single country for $50. I think that's a win. You guys will have to let me know if you want to see this challenge where I don't have a budget and where I just get my favorite foods in each country. Leave me a comment down below and let me know. But for now, I will leave you here. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video. Thank you to everyone over on Patreon. I appreciate your support. If you enjoy honest Disney food reviews, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.